So, hello, good morning. This is the first topic sa finals natin. So, it is all about sequences and series. So, introduction pa lang to ha. What is a sequence? So, in mathematics, a sequence is an ordered list. Like a set, it contains members, also called elements or terms. The number of ordered elements, possibly infinite, is called the length of the sequence. Unlike a set, order matters, and exactly the same elements can appear multiple times at different positions in the sequence. Most precisely, a sequence can be defined as a function whose domain is a countable totally ordered set, such as a natural numbers. So, kapag sinabing sequence, sa sequence is walang repeated numbers. And then, it is an ordered list, meaning, kailangan in order siya. So, hindi siya kagaya ng mga sets na pag-aralan natin sa sets, which is likely na pwede siyang, pwedeng mag-repeat yung numbers and then pwedeng hindi siya magkakasunod-sunod from least to greatest or greatest to least, ganun. So, sequence, kailangan ordered and then it is not in repetition. So, okay? So, to infinite sequence. So, what is infinite sequence? So, infinite sequence is a function with domain the set of natural numbers n is equal to 1, 2, 3, and so on and so forth. Pag sinabing infinite, so it has no boundaries. Meaning, dire-diretso lang siya, wala siyang katapusan. Okay? For example, consider the function a defined by a sub n is equal to n squared. So, diyan, makikita nyo, walang limits na binigay, meaning, it's continuous. It has continuous results. So, pwede mong palitan yung n ng 1,000, ng 9,999, so on and so forth. Pwede siyang negative, negative something, yan. Dire-diretso lang siya. So, meaning that it is an infinite sequence. Okay? So, instead of the usual function notation a sub n, for sequences, we usually write, ayan, a sub n is equal to n squared. So, a function of n talaga. So, okay? Dito naman, functional notation to ang tawag dito, a function of n is equal to n squared. So, dito naman, a sub n is equal to n squared. Then, that is a letter with subscription such as a sub n is used to represent numbers in the range of a sequence. For the sequence defined by a sub n is equal to n raised to 2, so ayan, ilagay natin yung mga kaya natin ilagay. So, a sub 1, palitan natin yung n ng 1. Lahat ng n na nakita nyo, palitan nyo ng 1. So, a sub 1 is equal to 1 squared, which is equal to 1. So, kapag a sub 2 naman, ayan, 2 squared is equal to 4. A sub 3 is equal to 3 squared is equal to 9. A sub 4 is equal to 4 squared is equal to 16, and so on. A sub 5 is equal to 5 squared is equal to 25. A sub 6, yan, dire-diretso na yan. So, walang katapusan yan. Next. General or nth term. So, yan. A sequence is frequently defined by giving its range. So the sequence on the given example can be written as 1, 4, 9, 16, so on and so forth, and so 2, and then dire-diretso. So, yun. So, yung kanina na binigay ko, so ito yung given, ito yung magiging sagot niya, 1, 4, 9, 16. Ano yung susunod dito is 25, and then 36, and then 49, and then 64, 81, 100, diretso-diretso na yan. Okay? Next. Each number in the range of a sequence is a term of the sequence, which a sub n, the nth term or general term of the sequence. Okay? So, ang tawag dito sa mga numbers na nakikita nyo dyan is a term. So, kapag tinanong, what is the nth term in the sequence? So, what is the fourth term in the sequence? So, bilangin nyo lang. Sino yung pang-apat? So, this is the first term, second term, third term, and then this is the fourth term. Okay? So the formula for the nth term generates the terms of a sequence by repeated substitution of counting numbers for n. Yan. So finite sequence naman. Finite. So, kung kanina may infinite sequence tayo, dito naman mayroon tayong finite sequence. So, a finite sequence with m terms is a function with domain the set of natural numbers. Okay? So, for example, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 is a finite sequence with 5 terms where a sub n is equal to n. For n is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In contrast, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 is an infinite sequence where a sub n is equal to 2n. For n is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, ang pinakaiba lang naman nila ng infinite tas finite is yung infinite, it is continuous. And then, sa finite naman, meron kang limits. So, kapag sa yung mga keywords dyan is given the 8 terms in a sequence, ganyan. So, give the for example natin ang finite sequence, okay. Give the positive even numbers less than 100. So, yan. So, kapag isusulat nyo yan, so, meron tayong limit lang na hanggang 100. So, meaning it is finite. So, kapag hindi ako naglagay ng boundary, which is like this, nagsabi ako na, write all the even integers. Then, that is called infinite. So, kaya na ipapakaiba ng dalawa. Okay? Next, so sample problem style. So, write the first 5 terms of the infinite sequence with general term a sub n is equal to 2n minus 1. So, syempre, unahin natin yan, mag-start tayo sa 1. So, a sub 1 is equal to, excuse me, is equal to 2 times 1 minus 1 is equal to 1. Okay? Then, a sub 2 is equal to 2 times 2, 4, minus 1 is equal to 3. Next, a sub 3 is equal to 2 times 3 is 6, minus 1 is equal to 5. A sub 4 is equal to 2 times 4 is 8, minus 1 is equal to 7. And then lastly, a sub 5 is equal to 2 times 5, that is 10, minus 1 is equal to 9. So thus, the first 5 terms are 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, and the sequence is, yan. So, kapag the first 5 terms is ganito. So, kapag isusulat nyo yung sequence, ganito yung pagsusulat nyo. So, 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, tatlong dots, tapos tatlo ulit, 2n minus 1, dapat may comma pa dito. 2n minus 1, comma, and then, yan, dot ulit. Tagatlo talaga yan. Tagtatlo. Okay? So, number 2, a finite sequence has 4 terms. So, there is a finite sequence with 4 terms, and the formula for the nth term is x sub n is equal to negative 1 raised to n times quantity 1 over 2 raised to n minus 1. So, what is the sequence? So, inanap natin yung sequence niya. So, kunin muna natin yung first 4 terms. Kunin natin si first 4 terms. So, x sub 1 is equal to negative 1. Lahat ng n dyan, palitan nyo ng 1. So, negative 1 raised to 1 times 1 over 2 raised to 1 minus 1. So, this is 1. And this is negative 1. So, negative 1 times 1 is equal to negative 1. So, hindi ko na masyadong i-explain to. Kasi naman, meron naman na kayo sigurong basic knowledge about integers. So, dapat alam nyo na to na 1 over 2 raised to 0 2 raised to 0, any number raised to 0 is 1. So, 1 divided by 1 is 1. And then, negative 1 raised to 1 is negative 1. Negative 1 times 1 is 1. Negative 1. Okay? So, next, x sub 2 is equal to negative 1 raised to 2 times 1 over 2 raised to 2 minus 1. So, 2 minus 1 is 1. So, 2 raised to 1, that's 2. So, 1 half na to, tandaan nyo. And then, negative 1 squared is positive 1. So, 1 times 1 half is 1 half. Next, x of 3 is equal to negative 1 raised to 3 times 1 over 2 raised to 3 minus 1. So, computing this, you will get negative 1/4. And then, the last term will be x of 4 is equal to negative 1 raised to 4 times 1 all over 2 raised to 4 minus 1. And then, it is 1 over 8. So, kapag papasulat natin ang sequence nito, ganito lang. So, ganito lang ang sequence ng finite. Because it's finite, hindi mo na kailangan lagyan ng dot, 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 tapos yung ilalagay mo ito. No. Ilalagay mo lang yun, yung itong part na to, kapag yung sequence mo is an infinite sequence. So, ganun lang siya. Yan. So, next topic na tayo. So, meron pa pala. Find a formula for a sub n given the first few terms of the sequence. So, the first few terms is 2, 3, 4, and 5. So, each term is 1 larger than the corresponding natural number. So, kung papasilin nyo itong mga numbers na to, so, yung sumunod na number is 1 greater. It is 1 larger than the other. So, we have a sub 1 is equal to 2 is equal to 1 plus 1. Okay? And then, a sub 2 is equal to 3 is equal to 2 plus 1. So, kung papansinin nyo, lagi siyang greater to 1. Okay? 1 greater. And a sub 3 is equal to 4 is equal to 3 plus 1. And then, a sub 4 is equal to 5 is equal to 4 plus 1. So, a sub n, mapapansin nyo na a sub n, titignan nyo ito, 1 and then 1. 2 and then 2, 3 and 3, 4 and 4. So, a sub n is equal to n plus 1. Ganun lang. Kung makikita mo dyan, mayroong magkapareho. So, 1 and 1, 2 and 2, 3 and 3, 4 and 4. So, a sub n is equal to n plus 1. Yung ating magiging formula. Okay, ganun lang siya kadali. So, letter B naman. So, 3, 6, 9, 12. So, ano yung makikita mo dyan? So, all of them are what? Multiples of 3. Okay? All of them are multiples of 3. So, a sub 1 is equal to 3 is equal to 3 times 1. And then, a sub 2 is equal to 6 is equal to 3 times 2. A sub 3 is equal to 9 is equal to 3 times 3. A sub 4 is equal to 12 is equal to 3 times 4. So, titignan mo dyan, tapat-tapat, 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, and then 4, 4. So, kung isusulat mo dyan, that is a sub n is equal to 3n. Mali itong ano to ha. Dapat, multiplication yan, 3n. 3n yan. So, hindi ko siya napalitan. That is 3n. Lagyan natin. That is 3n. Dapat ganyan siya. Yan, 3n. So, wala to. Okay? So, yan. Next. So, series. So, associated with every sequence is a series, the indicated sum of the sequence. So, yan. So, for example, associated with the sequence 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 is the series 2 plus 4 plus 6 plus 8 plus 10, and associated with the sequence negative 1, 1 half, negative 1 fourth, 1 8 is the series negative 1 plus 1 half plus negative 1 fourth plus 1 over 8. So, ano lang. Pag sinabing series, it is indicated as the sum of the sequence. Okay? Next. Sigma or summation notation. So, ano ba yung sigma na yan? So, the Greek letter, ito, ganito yan. Nakikita nyo sa calculator and then others. So, that is called sigma or summation. Ayan. Summation. Dalasang summation na yung tinatawag dito is often used as a summation symbol to abbreviate a series. Okay, the series 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, which has a general term x of n is equal to 2n, can be written as, yan. So, there are 5 terms where excuse me, n is equal to 1, meaning sa ang n mo, magsisimula siya sa 1. Okay? Ang una kang maglalagay ng, mag-substitute ng 1. And then, x of n, meaning, ito yung formula. Magiging formula mo, x of n is equal to 2n. So, mangyayari dyan is, 5 sa 5 terms, na meron kang n is equal to 1. So, So, n is equal to 1 ang umpisan mo. So, ang isa-substitute natin dito is 1, 2 times 1 plus 2 times 2 plus 2 times 3 plus 2 times 4 plus 2 times 5. And then, i-add niya yun. Diba ganun yung kadalasan? Kapag hindi mo ginagamitan ng sigma summation notation. If ever gagamitin mo na ito sa calculator, pag ilalagay mo lang itong mga kailangan dito, 5 terms, and then magsimula ka sa 1 na n, na value ng n, and then isusulat mo yung formula. Pag nilagay mo na lahat yan dyan sa calcu, i-enter mo lang, i-equal mo lang siya, lalabas na yung sum nung lahat ng sequence na nandoon. Okay? So, ayan. Ayan. N is read as the sum of the terms x of n or 2's of n as n varies from 1 to 5. Okay? So, 5 terms siya, meaning sa una is 1 hanggang 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? The letters n is the index on the summation, while 1 and 5 are the lower and upper limits of the summation respectively. So, from n is equal to 1 hanggang n is equal to 5, yung isosolve nyo dito. Solve nyo dito, okay? So, next. So, in general, if x of 1, x of 2, x of 3, x of 4, and so on, x of n is a sequence associated with a series of 5, yan, k is equal to 1, k is equal to x, yan, okay. So, sample problem na tayo. So, write out the series. Yan. Kapag sinabing write out the series, syempre, kapag without using the sigma summation notation, edi mano-mano ka, yung k squared plus 1, palitan mo yung k ng 1. Tapos, next term, palitan mo yung k ng 2. Next term, palitan mo yung k ng 3 hanggang k is equal to 5. So, x1, x of 1 is equal to 1 squared plus 1. Is equal to 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. Okay, next. X of 2 is equal to 2 squared plus 1 is equal to 4 plus 1 is equal to 5. Next, x of 3 is equal to 3 squared plus 1, which is 9 plus 1 is equal to 10. X of 4 is equal to 4 squared plus 1 is equal to 16 plus 1. That is 17. Next, x of 5 is equal to 5 squared plus 1. That is 25 plus 1 is equal to 26. And then, i-add mo yan. So, kapag in-add mo yan, dapat same dito. 60 yung sagot. So, kapag sa calcu nga, sinasabi ko sa inyo, kapag ito yung gagamitin nyo, yan. Kapag i-input nyo na ito sa calcu, meron yan. Nandyan sa, ewan ko lang kung meron sa mga, calcu na, wala ata dun sa calcu na pang, yung parang keypad lang na malaki. Wala ata dun. So, 5, yan. Is equal to 2 plus 5 plus 10 plus 17 plus 26 is equal to 60. Pag-addin mo lang lahat. Yun yung sagot dito. Okay? So, next. Ayan. Express and write a series. 4. Ayan. K is equal to 2. And then the formula is negative 1 raised to k square root of k plus 1. So, kapag, ayan, without using sigma notation, without using calculator, kumbaga. So, negative 1 raised to 2. Sa 2 tayo mag-umpisa kasi k is equal to 2. 2 is square root of 2 plus 1. Then, simplify. Negative 1 squared is 1. Square root of 2 plus 1 is square root of 3. Times 1 is square root of 3 pa rin. Okay? X of 3 is equal to negative 1 cube square root of 3 plus 1. So, negative 1 cube is negative 1. And square root of 4 is positive 2. So, 2 times negative 1 is negative 2. Next, x of 4 is equal to negative 1 raised to 4. Square root of 4 plus 1. So, negative 1 raised to an even number is always positive. So, negative 1 raised to an even number 4, that will become positive 1. And then, square root of 5 times 1 is square root of 5. Still, square root of 5. So, kapag isulat mo yung sagot, ganito lang. Okay? So, kung gusto mo, di lagay mo yung, wala na kasing simplification to. Ito na yung simplified number niya. So, kung gusto nyo gawing decimal, di lagyan yung decimal. Pero, I prefer in radical or in fraction. So, I hate seeing decimal numbers. Okay? So, yan. So, yan na. At ito na ata yung huli. So, yan. May passive work ako. So, sagutan nyo to, ha? Okay? Pagkatapos nyo panoorin to, magsasagot kayo. And then, send it sa step. So, ipopost ko naman. Ipopost ko naman to ulit. Okay? So, yun lang. So, thank you.